What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to draft a fantasy football team, best ball, on Draftkings Fantasy. So you can do the Draftkings Fantasy app or just go to draftkings.com and select their fantasy site right here. Go to NFL, and then the most common contest is this $20 contest right here. My personal goal is to get 4 teams right here in this one where the $3,100 entry fee. There's 144 entries to this, and let's see if I can pull up the details. Maybe not. That might not have been the right thing to click. Let's click that maybe. No. And whatever. We will do that later in the summer. There's not a lot of people signing up for the $3,100 league this early. There are 3 entries. Once that gets a little closer to 12, I'll probably put an entry in. I have $22,000 there. I'm going to use most of this $22K in UFC this weekend. I'll go over some of the bets. I'll probably do it in a separate video, but I'll go over some of the bets in this video as well. I also want to talk about some NFL futures. Let me pause this real quick while All right, we are in. I am going to enter here for 20 bucks. And we will wait for the draft to start. Looks like we need 10 more people right now. Which is fine because I have some stuff that we can do while we wait. Now, first, I'm going to go to DraftKings Sportsbook. I want to show you a couple of angles I'm taking. So what I want to do this year, in the years past, I've had long shot futures, and last year was a disaster. The year before that, we had Washington. That pick did really well. This year, I'm going to go in with like $200,000, and I'm going to build pretty safe plays, and I'm just going to nuke them. $50,000 each, things like that. I'll show you first up an example, and I'll build a 2-leg parlay here. But I'm going to go to NFL futures division winners, and then I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. I feel like the Bills should be minus 400 here. They're minus 260. I'm all over that. I don't think there's any world where the Dolphins or Patriots or Jets come close to beating Buffalo. Of course, you know, if Josh Allen gets hurt, then this is cooked, but he's been durable his whole career. I love the Bills to win that division. And then I'm going to go to college football and get a little parlay going here with one college football pick that I am very confident in. And that is going to be a college football team to make the playoffs. And we're going to take Texas A&M. Here they are. To not make the playoffs. Now, both of these plays, I'm just like so in love with. I can't believe I can get both of them. This is a play where I could put down, say I have $200,000 I want to invest in futures. Say you do 40,000 in this to profit 37 grand. So your total payout will be 77,000. These are the types of bets that I'm looking to place this year. So Bills to win their division, Texas A&M to not make the playoff. And I'm going to go back over here and might refresh this. Sometimes, yeah, there we go. Sometimes it doesn't update. You have to refresh it. So we got 6 teams. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that play right there. And also, I'm going to build some more throughout this stream. This stream is a fantasy football draft. So the goal here is to kind of show you guys draft strategy once, this league fills. But I also just want to talk about like futures bets that I'm eyeing that I want to put money down on. I will have to wait till late August to pull the trigger on these, which is fine. It's not a big deal. But I am closing on a house. So I will buy a house. I'll move. I'm going to set up a new studio. My wife and I are getting a house, so we're super pumped about that. And I don't need to, but I kind of want to make a little bit more money. So I want to juice the income for the month of July, which July is usually a slow month, right? Make all my money in the football season. And then the rest of the year, I'm not like making massive amounts, just kind of a little bit off of some faceless pages that I have on Instagram. But what I want to do to make a little bit of money now and reward those of you that are here early is just give 10 of you, the first 10, 80% off the full season of college football and NFL. So promo code USA, it's an early 4th of July promo. I always do crazy promos on 4th of July. So first 10 of you that use promo code USA will get the full football season 80% off, which is going to bring it down from $1,500 all the way down to $300. And then you can also finance it. If you want to pay month to month, you can finance that $300, and you'll get UFC this summer as well. So this weekend, my main focus, go back over here to see this. My main focus this weekend's draft's about to start is UFC. So I'm going to talk about football throughout this video, but if you do hop on the full season package for NFL and college football, you'll also get my picks for UFC this weekend. This weekend, there's a lot of good fights here. I'll build a long shot parlay real quick. So we'll go Pantoja. I like Beneil Dariush. I like Felipe Lima, but I'm going to stay away from Peyton Talbot there. I like Rodriguez. I like Tracy Cortez. And then up here, stay away from those. What I'll do in the main event here is I will go to the SGP, and I will go to fight props maybe. I want to pick Ilya inside the distance, basically, is what I'm looking for here. Let's see. I might be able to just take under 4.5 and then Ilya. That'll work, right? So I'll take out the Bills and Texas A&M, which is a play that I'm going to do later this summer. But this play right here is crazy. Plus 700. I could do 3,000 to win 24,000 there. I just made $12,000 profit off of an LSU bet. So something like this just looks super appealing to me. Even if I take Beneil Dariush out, these four right here I like a lot. 3,000 to win 12 right there. That's pretty exciting stuff. All right, we got the first pick in this draft. So that's cool. Whenever I get first pick, I take Jamar Chase just because, it's the only time I can get him. So anytime I get first, I take him. Sometimes I'll take Barkley. I like Saquon Barkley a lot as well, but I really like Justin Jefferson with the new quarterback. But let's map this out. So I'm going to get Jamar Chase here first. And then when it gets down to my second pick, which is going to be around this range, this is where I like to load up on running backs. So I take Bucky Irving and Josh Jacobs. I also like Kyren Williams here. Kyren Williams, I'm not going to pick on this team just because where my pick falls with the 101. But Kyren Williams is a guy, if we pull up his profile, 351 attempts. Sean McVay, the coach of the Rams, is a guy that will run his running back like 30 times a game. He does not care. I mean, you think about Todd Gurley was really his first workhorse running back. I don't know if it auto-drafted for me. It might have. Okay, cool. So we got Jamar Chase there. But, yeah, I like Kyren Williams a lot. That's usually who I grab in the third round. Also like McBride just because of the PPR format, the way that they give bonuses for 100-yard games. Trey McBride's just super valuable at the tight end position in this league. And I like that Kyler Murray has a connection with him. Kyler really loved targeting him. 111 receptions is insane. And the other tight end, Brock Bowers, he's got a new head coach, new quarterback. I mean, I don't know if Brock Bowers will be anywhere close to what he was last season. He might, who knows, but I just don't want to take a risk that early on. Brian Thomas Jr. is another guy. This was a guy that we were drafting in like round 10 last year. Brian Thomas Jr. and Ladd McConkey, rookie running backs. You're going to hear me talk about drafting rookies and I call it rookie maxing, where you just draft rookies over and over and over. A reason why is because Ladd McConkey, the number 17 player, Brian Thomas Jr., number 14 player, you could get them last year in round 10, round 9, 10, 11, both those players. There's players that I'm going to get in round 9, 10, 11 today that you'll see that are going to be similar, where next year they'll be going round 1, round 2, round 3. We're going to get them round 10. And there's a lot of receivers that I love that go late. And I'll talk to you about why they're going where they're going. But ultimately, there's so much value at the end of this draft that I'm very comfortable, very confident throwing down $3,100. I'll probably even get in the $10,000 league. We'll see how UFC goes this Saturday. But my vision is to grow my bankroll. I have 22 grand in here. My vision is to grow it through UFC and then use that money on fantasy football. Use it on fantasy football this summer. So ideally, I won't have to deposit any more money for fantasy football. I'll get this up to like 35 grand, 40 grand this weekend. And then I'll have $40,000 to put into fantasy. I'll wire 200 grand. That's not included in this 22 in for futures bets. It's actually perfect that we draft at the 101 here. My next couple picks are coming up here at 24 and 25. I probably won't get the running backs that I queued. I might, but we'll see what happens. But once I do that draft, I'll show you guys another futures play. And if I see anything I need to talk about on fantasy, I will. But I'll be doing drafts like this a lot, and I'll be doing videos just going over individual players, just talking about those one-off players or maybe groups of rookie receivers or rookie running backs. Omarion Hampton here is a really good rookie to draft too. I'll probably look to get him in my round 4, round 5 picks. Hopefully he'll be in there at 48. Let's see, we're about to go here. So my next picks will be 48 and 49. So hopefully I can go like, oh shit. Let me get back in. Damn, this is nuts. I'm going to draft on my phone for now real quick because I don't know how to find it my way back in. Dang, dude, that really killed me. I don't know how that happened or how to even get back. But this is my first draft on the computer because I want to make this YouTube video. But let me just get back in there real quick. Shit. Okay, I'm going to get Trey McBride with my first pick. And then I'll just go Kyron Williams, maybe. I could go Josh Allen too. I'll go Josh Allen instead of Kyron. Okay, cool. So I got Josh Allen, Trey McBride. So I did not get a running back. Okay, I'm back. That took forever to figure out. But it's almost time for my next pick. So what I ended up doing there was I just took the best tight end, took the best quarterback. So now I have the best receiver, tight end, and quarterback. I'm going to have to get running backs now. I'm going to be weak at the running back position, but it's all good. I might be able to get a running back and then a receiver here at pick 48 and 49. And I know that there are a ton of receivers that I can get here coming up in a little bit. So I'm hoping that I can get Omarion Hampton here. He is still alive as that guy just picked Jalen Hurts. There's Kittle. We have 2 more picks. I'm just hoping I can get Hampton here. I actually would like to get Hampton and Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton's in a contract year, going into year 2 with Bo Nix. He's clearly the receiver 1 for Denver. Then you look at Carolina, just a crappy team, crappy quarterback, crappy offense. You got Hunter Renfrow coming into the mix. I don't think Xavier Legette will be a problem for McMillan, but you also have who's the other receiver there? One sec. Let's just draft our guys real quick. We'll go Hampton, Cortland Sutton. Dude, these names are hard to come to me when I'm live streaming. Adam Thielen, there he is. So I just worry about Thielen. You look at what he did last year. 48 receptions, 600 yards, nothing crazy. But I just don't think Bryce Young's going to feed like a receiver the way that like we saw rookies get fed last year. Still, it's worth taking Mixon every now, or it's worth taking McMillan every now and then. But I just prefer to stay with Cortland Sutton. So pretty solid build here. These first like 7 rounds, pretty much everybody you draft is going to be a solid player. For me, it's all about what I do in the later rounds, the second half of the draft. And it's, one big reason why I love Draftkings over Underdog. Obviously, I'm banned on Underdog, so it's a unique situation with me. But On Underdog, there's a lot more nerds than casual users. So there's like football nerds over there. And then on DraftKings, it's a lot more casuals that don't know who the rookies are. And I love to draft the rookies as it is, so it's perfect for me. And then my picks the last 4 rounds are very solid. Like I hit at a way higher rate the last 4 rounds than most people. So for me, getting 20 rounds instead of 18 is massive. So we have picks 72 and 73. So I'll go down to that area. I'll start queuing people up. Obviously, if Godwin was there, I would snag him. I also like Chris Olave. I like Addison on the Vikings. I also need a running back. So I'll probably go Caleb Johnson here. He is a beast in Pittsburgh. I like that they got rid of Najee Harris. I like that they drafted Caleb Johnson. This is another running back that I'm trying to get a lot of. So hopefully he'll be there. He'll probably be there for me. So if I could go Caleb Johnson and then receiver, that'd be pretty solid. I'm down to even get Pearsall here, even though I have picked 72 and 73. These guys are ranked 80 and 83. I'm just that confident in Ricky Pearsall and Caleb Johnson. Wonder if I can pull up their game log on the computer here. Yeah, so if you look at his last couple games, week 18, 17, 16, he had 10 targets, 8 receptions, 141 yards, and then he had 8 targets, 6 receptions, 69 yards, got a touchdown in each of the last 2 games, even got 2 rushing attempts here. So they just want to get the ball in his hands. I think Ricky Pearsall has a really good chance to be the receiver 1 in San Francisco. A lot of people have penciled Juwan Jennings into that role. I think Jennings could be the 3rd most productive receiver. We're going to see Brandon Ayuk come back. I like Ayuk a lot. Let's click Quinshon Judkins here too as another rookie running back. So you guys can see already, I'm kind of rookie maxing already. I liked RJ Harvey a lot, but they brought in, I think, J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins is good value now too, because he might be the most productive running back for the Broncos year 1. But RJ Harvey obviously will be the answer long-term there. I just don't like RJ Harvey as much anymore now that they brought JK in. But JK Dobbins could easily get hurt. So I'm going to kind of let RJ Harvey fall. He keeps falling in ADP. And then I'll start snagging him once he settles in around probably rank 80 or so. Chris Godwin would be a nice pick here at 72. There's a lot of options for me, a lot of guys that I like a lot here. It looks like Judkins got picked. He went off the board, unless I'm tripping. Yeah, so Judkins went. I think they might even show me. I'd like to see the board a little bit, but I guess I can click this, huh? Cool. So Judkins went 65. Harvey went 66. So Judkins went a little bit ahead of ADP. At the end of the day, man, the Browns have 3 running backs. They drafted 2 of the top running backs in the SEC, and then they have Ford. So they do have 3 running backs. They're a crappy team. They're not going to score a lot of touchdowns. So it is kind of tough for me. Deebo Samuel here. He's getting old, but Deebo's pretty good pick. I'll probably stick to what I was telling y'all. Sometimes it's tough to take Ricky Pearsall when you got like Juwan Jennings down here, Jerry Jeudy down here, Deebo. But I think I'm going to stick with Pearsall here. I might even go running back maybe too. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go Pearsall. It's all good. I like to go heavier on receivers anyways, and kind of hope that we get lucky with the running backs to win the big money, to win the $2 million prize here. You basically have to draft perfect, and then you have to get perfect injury luck. So I like to just go crazy with like 9 or 10 receivers. With a team like this, we got the top quarterback and tight end. So I'll only end up getting 2 tight ends and 2 quarterbacks, which is going to leave me with just room for a massive amount of receivers on this roster. Now, if I had waited to get a tight end or quarterback, I'll end up getting 3 of them. Sometimes if I start drafting tight ends late, I'll even draft 4 tight ends super late. It's kind of all about draft capital. So since I used the 24th and 25th pick on quarterback and tight end, I invested such high draft capital in them. I'm only going to end up getting 2 at that position for each of these guys. So that allows me to get super deep at running back and receiver. So that's why I'm not freaking out over getting running backs right now. I do have 2 rookie running backs, and then I'll have a chance here to get Scattaboo with my next pick. It'll be 96 and 97. It's a little early for Scattaboo, but that would be the time to grab him. And he's kind of the guy that I like in that range. So I have Scattaboo. I have Higgins. These are the 2 guys that I like right there. I will draft Ayuk before them. I like Ayuk a lot. Like I was just saying when I drafted Pearsall, I think Ayuk or Pearsall could be the receiver 1 in San Francisco. And those are really probably the 3 players that I'm going to look to target here. Probably go Ayuk, and then Higgins and Scattaboo. And if 2 of those 3 get taken, we will just adjust and figure it out. Probably could go Coleman here to pair up with our quarterback, but when I get Josh Allen, I'm not too worried about stacking just because a lot of his value is in rushing. We'll end up going to build another futures bet here too in a second. I wish that the volume would go off when it was time for me to pick so that I'd get like notified or something. Maybe I can turn up the volume. We'll see. All right, let me go back to the sports book. So this play right here, I'm probably going to lock this play in at plus 310. So Ilya inside the distance, Tracy Cortez to win, RoboCop to win, Gregory Rodriguez, and then Alex Pantoja to win. I actually think this is going to hit. And if I do like $3,000 to win 12 on that, it's money. And then I can do a safety parlay where I throw like 10 grand down to win 7 to kind of cover the risk. That's pretty solid right there though. So I'm going to show you some other futures in college football and NFL. Let me see if I can find freaking NFL over here. So we'll just work the sports book a little bit, talk about futures between draft picks. I like the wins futures. Last year I took a lot of overs. I picked teams. I picked like the Bears and the Jets over on wins. Oh shoot, we need to get back, boys. We need to get back. All right, let's do our picks real quick. So we're gonna end up getting Ayuk here, which is freaking awesome. And then I'm gonna end up going with Scattaboo here. It's a little early to get Scattaboo, but I need a running back, man. I like Higgins a lot as well. So for my next pick, I'm gonna look at Trey Harris. J.K. Dobbins is a good look there. And then Tootin. So Jacksonville should get rid of their starting running back, ETN. And once they do that, Tootin's going to jump up the draft boards. So for me, I've been drafting him a lot at 136 here, their rookie running back. And if they do get rid of ETN, which I am pretty confident they will, then Tootin's just going to be a monster for me. He's going to be a guy that's probably top 70, and I got him at 136. So if you're drafting right now, you're drafting early, definitely queue him up every time he comes around. I don't know if I'll get Trey Harris here, 120 and 121. I guess I should, huh? If I get Trey Harris and J.K. Dobbins, I mean, we are in a great position here. So I have Jamar Chase, Sutton, Pearsall, Ayuk. We'll see what happens here, but let's get back to the win total over here. Honestly, I need to record these videos live. This video is a live stream right here, man. It's kind of weird talking to myself for this long. I'll get better at it as we go. But what I'm looking here, guys, with win totals is what teams can I go under? And I like doing the alt unders as well. Keep in mind, I'm looking to like put 50 grand on these picks. At the least, I'm looking to put down like 20 grand on these picks. So when I'm finding picks, like I'm really looking for stuff that I do not have to stress out about. I like the Panthers under 8.5. I don't think the Panthers have the team. I don't think they have the quarterback specifically. And I don't think they have the team either to go 9-7. or 9-8. Sorry. There's 17 games now. So under 8.5, I love, honestly. They won 5 games last year, and they closed out the season winning 2 of their last 4. So I like the Panthers under 8.5 there. And then what I really like is the Browns and another team. But let's get to the Browns first. I might have already passed them. I guess this is alphabetical, which helps quite a bit. So let's go back to Cleveland here. The Browns under 6.5. And I'll show you their schedule in a second. But here's what's crazy to me, guys. I can actually take this bet right here. Say I do 50 grand, which sounds insane to do. You know, my wife saw some of these. She's like, 100 grand, what? And I'm like, honestly, though, like, tell me, guys, I don't have a massive amount of cash right now. I usually make around $1 million every football season. So I'm comfortable putting down, and I get taxed on that. So it ends up being like 700 grand. But I'm comfortable putting in 200K. So if I put 200K in, which is a lot of my liquid cash, I don't want to lose. So I'm looking for stuff that's super safe, and I'm looking to just hammer it, put big money on it. Would you feel comfortable taking the Panthers under 8.5? Would you feel comfortable taking the Browns under 6.5? We'll look at their schedule in a second too, because I realize that is a pretty big deal. Let me do Browns schedule. It's probably getting close to time to where we need to draft again. So let's get back over here to draft. Looks like J.K. Dobbins is still there. Trey Harris went. Tyler Warren is pretty good if I can get Tyler Warren here. I don't need another tight end, but I would take Warren at 120 if I could. Okay, I'm going to be able to. But look at this. I got J.K. Dobbins and I got Tootin here. I'm definitely going to take J.K. for Denver. Such a good situation to play running back for the Broncos. And J.K. Dobbins, if he can stay healthy, is an elite running back. Then let's look through here, man. It's tough. I really want Tootin, but there is a chance I can get Tootin with my next pick. So I'm going to end up going Warren here as my second tight end. We are full-fledged rookie maxing right now. So if I go to my team, you can see Scadaboo's a rookie, McBride year 2, Pearsall year 2. Both these running backs are rookies. Tyler Warren's a rookie. So I'm probably done with tight ends on this team just because I invested such high draft capital. Probably didn't need to do that since I did take McBride, but it's kind of sitting there in front of me. We'll see if Tootin's still there. A lot of people don't like Tootin right now because they don't see the vision of the Jags getting rid of ETN. This next round, some of my favorite picks. So Jack Petch has just been falling to 151. He was getting drafted at like 128. I'm telling you guys right now, Jack Petch is going to be a monster for the Raiders. Jack Petch is going to make me massive amounts of money in fantasy. We're going to get back to the Browns in a second, but I love Jack Petch, love Cam Ward, and also love Kyle Pitts here. I know I just drafted a tight end, so there's no need to get Pitts here, but man, I love Kyle Pitts at 158, especially some rumors about him getting traded to the Chiefs. I like him on the Falcons with Michael Penix. I think Penix is the best passer that he will have played with. I also like Isaac Grindo here. Here's the thing. I've got 2 49ers receivers. CMC to me is a massive question mark. I mean, it's a question mark to anybody. If CMC's calves are still messed up and he's not ready to go, Isaac Grindo is now one of the top running backs in the league just because of the situation he's on, and he's a solid running back. And then it also is going to force the Niners to get the ball to Ayuk, get the ball to Pearsall more. So if CMC goes down and I have Ayuk, Pearsall, and Grindo, all three of those players benefit from CMC getting hurt. So that's why I like to kind of stack groups of players on the same team. I also liked Ray Davis a lot too, because Ray Davis could be the guy in Buffalo. James Cook was holding out. He's still not happy with his contract. So James Cook could easily, be out of there for the Bills, which would allow Ray Davis. Ray Davis is a second-year player. So I end up drafting a ton of rookies and a ton of second-year players that are just positioned to explode. And I really love this year in fantasy. I love it. So let's go to the Browns schedule. Now, keep in mind, I'm picking the Browns to win less than 6.5 games. I even like them to win less than 2.5. I think they're going to go 2-15 here. You also have to realize this is a special year, man. Like for fantasy football, I love this year. For win totals, I love this year too, because you have two elite NFL quarterback prospects. You have Arch Manning, and then you also have Nussmeier at LSU. Some people would say Cade Klubnik is elite as well. I think Klubnik's pretty solid NFL prospect as well. But the quarterbacks at the top of this next year's draft class are going to be worth tanking for. So teams like the Saints, teams like the Browns, a lot of these teams that need a franchise quarterback, they're going to want to have the top 2 picks in the NFL draft. Now, look at how their year starts. Cincinnati, Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota. They're going to start 0-5. Like, they're not going to beat those teams. That is about as hard of a first 5 games as you can get. And then you're getting Aaron Rodgers versus Pittsburgh. Then you're getting Miami. Miami's notorious for beating up on losing teams. Miami's a team that will let you down against a good team, but then beat up on a crappy team. Then New England on the road, elite defense. The Jets is a winnable game for them. Las Vegas is a winnable game. Tennessee's a winnable game. But other than that, man, I think they have 3 winnable games on their schedule there. Of course, anything can happen. Okay, here we go. We're back. Dang, dude. We have quite a few players still there. So I'll go Jack Betch here. That's the easy pick for me. And I've got 4 running backs, 5 receivers. It's tough, boys. It's tough. Damn. I like Ray Davis here. I like Williams. It's tough, man. I'll probably go. Jesus. All right, we'll go Garindo. I froze, but I had the queue set up. So we end up taking Garindo. I was about to click Ray Davis. Dude, there was a lot of good options there. That was tough. So I like where our team's at now. We have 5 running backs, 5 receivers. We use the first pick on a receiver. So Jamar Chase is going to be in the lineup every week. Then we just need our group of receivers to fill the flex and 2 receiver slots. So we're going to be solid here down the stretch. We've also got, Tyler Warren could be an elite tight end potentially as a rookie tight end. So that'll help us fill our flex and keep our flex, 15 points and up, hopefully, which would be great. And then running backs, we're a little deeper on. So let's go to the next pick. There's actually a couple running backs down here that I like. Nick Chubb here, and I like him. Nick Chubb, he's a stud, but also, Joe Mixon was in like a walking boot recently. So who knows what will happen with that, but something to be aware of. I like Pat Bryant, the rookie receiver for Denver. Also like Kareem Hunt here. Kareem Hunt could be a guy that gets a 50% split of Kansas City's production out of the backfield. And then after that, we start looking at Thornton down here, the rookie out of Oregon and Tennessee. He's 6'5", runs a 4.3 40. Didn't do a whole lot in college, but 26 receptions, but he got like 6 touchdowns off those. This guy has really high ceiling. Pete Carroll loves him. Geno Smith. I know Geno Smith's going to love throwing to him too. Similar to what they did with DK Metcalf coming out of college. He wasn't like perfect prospect, but he had crazy numbers. So see what happens there. I do need my second quarterback as well at some point here. So we'll see what our options are. But that's who I'm going to queue up next. Let's see. I got the 169. Probably won't get a chance to get Thornton, but I'll try to get him at 192. All right, let's get back to the Browns. Anyways, you guys get the point. There's 3 winnable games here. This is a very hard schedule. So if I go back to DraftKings Sportsbook, like when we look at the Browns under 6.5, that's a really good bet there. Carolina under 8.5, I like a lot. Let's say you don't like Carolina under 8.5. Let's go with another angle. Let's go with, the Saints or even the Raiders. We can go New Orleans. I know a lot of people think the Saints are going to suck. For me, I'm more scared of the Saints because they have a rookie quarterback. We've seen rookie quarterbacks where they can be wild cards. Like, look at Patrick Mahomes. I know his year 2, so he was a backup his rookie year. But Patrick Mahomes, nobody expected that. Some of these rookies last year, nobody expected them to do as well as they did. So I'm not terrified of the Saints, but we're talking about putting $50,000 down. It is a little sketchy, dude. Like, Tyler Show has been really good at quarterback. He just gets hurt. So if he doesn't get hurt and he does play really good like he did at Texas Tech, like he did at Louisville this last year, like, dude, they could definitely win 7 games. So that's just my mindset. I like the Saints under. I like it. But talking about $50,000, I cannot afford to to bet on unknowns here. I like the Niners over 8.5. They have one of the easiest schedules. This is a combo that I love right here. I actually am surprised if you can parlay that. They let you parlay that. The Niners play the Browns, which is very interesting. So that's a good correlated parlay right there. Because if the Niners beat the Browns, this parlay goes up tremendously. That's interesting. I did not know they let you do that. I definitely need to look into that then. But let me just show you guys some of the stuff I like here. I'll go to the Vegas Raiders. Under 8.5. It's freaking insane. Almost plus money. Minus 103. I love this bet right here. Kind of throwing a lot of random combos at you guys. To me, this is just insane, though. I just don't think there's any world where the Raiders are going to win 10 games. All right, let's go back here. So we've got Kareem Hunt. All right, we'll get Kareem Hunt. That's good. Who did I draft before Kareem Hunt? Pat Bryant. Okay, cool. So I'm losing track of the draft over here. It does go quicker towards the end because a lot of people get on auto draft. This is where I make my money right here. I've got Jack Betch. This guy is going to win you your league. If you get Jack Betch at 150, I got him at like 145. Dude, he's going to give you top 100 fantasy production. It's going to just bolster your fantasy team. Isaac Guerendo, tremendous upside if CMC's hurt. All of these teams that I draft with Isaac Guerendo now become extremely valuable. Then Pat Bryant, the rookie receiver on Denver. Pat Bryant easily could be Bo Nix's second option after our guy Cortland Sutton up here. Kareem Hunt, he could easily be the Chiefs running back 1. He's going to be their top threat out of the backfield to catch passes. We saw him play a big role down the stretch last season. Need to get some quarterbacks here. Probably will get 2 crappy ones, but really want Thornton here. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this ends up. I'll start queuing up some of the guys that I target at the end of these drafts. We got Jackson Dart down here at quarterback. I need a quarterback, so I'll pick Dart. Whenever I get this deep and I need a second quarterback, I'm not really opposed to even taking like Dart here and Russell Wilson, knowing that like Russ will play the first half, Dart will probably play the second half type thing. Just because I just need them to fill my backup role. I don't like to do that using 2 picks on my backup quarterback on the same team, but it's just an angle I can take. I like Taj Brooks, the rookie out of Texas Tech. This dude is built like Marshawn Lynch, honestly. He's like 5'11", 230. He's just so wide. I think he's going to do really well in the NFL, and I'm not really sold on Cincinnati's running backs. A lot of people have, their RB1 in the top 25, I'm staying away from him. I'm taking Kyron Williams early because I feel like in Cincinnati, Taj Brooks could definitely earn a bulk of the load. If an injury happens, Taj Brooks is the type of rookie running back that can immediately be a top 10 running back. So we just need one guy to get injured. He's one injury away from being a top 10 running back. That's worth a pick at this stage at the end of these fantasy drafts. All right, let's see. I'm kind of missing my guys here. I'm either missing them or they're just not popping up. I'm looking for Lambert Smith from the Chargers. So I'm looking for that Chargers logo. I don't hate Xavier Restrepo either. I feel like Restrepo is a pretty solid pick. Dude, where's Lambert Smith? I wonder if he got drafted or if he's just not on here. Okay, I'm on the clock, so I'm going to get Thornton here. That's a huge win to get Thornton right there. A huge win, man. So I'll probably end up getting Dart here. Let me see what QBs I can get at this point. Gosh, it's tough. It's shitty QBs at this point, but I did it to myself. At the end of the day, I'm going to need our guy over here, Josh Allen, to carry us at the quarterback position, which I'm comfortable with. I'm fine with Josh Allen carrying us. So we have our quarterbacks figured out. I'm going to either get Russell Wilson or Joe Flacco, preferably Russell Wilson probably there to start off the season. And then I'm going to try to get some more receivers for us. Running back position, we don't have an elite running back, but we have a lot of rookies, and we are deep at the running back position. I normally only draft 4 or 5, so to have 6 and be looking at getting a 7th is quite a bit here. And then for receivers, we have Jamar Chase, which changes everything for us because Chase is going to be in the lineup every week that he plays. So except for his bye week, we're going to have that roster spot filled. And then the other 6 receivers, we just need them to fill 2 spots here. We got Pearsall, Sutton, Ayuk, Jack Betch, Pat Bryant. So when I'm taking all these rookie receivers, Thornton down here, when I'm taking all these rookie receivers, puts us in a good position to fill those slots pretty easily. So I'll look to get Russ Wilson here. But let's also find our receivers. I don't know what's up with Lambert Smith. I guess he's just ranked so low. I had to scroll further down. Lambert Smith's a really good rookie receiver to be drafting at the end of your drafts here. I actually like him more than Nick Nash. Nick Nash is another good one on Atlanta. A.O. Manor here. It's tough with the Titans. They have so many receivers, but he could be the receiver 2 in Tennessee. Walkett for the start of the year is probably going to be that. Xavier Restrepo could come in and see some action. So Tennessee has a good group of receivers. For me, Lambert Smith should be the 3rd receiver for the Chargers. Not 3rd, but 4th, I guess, because they do have Ladd McConkey in the slot. But he'll be the 3rd outside receiver. Mike Williams is always getting hurt. Mike Williams never can play a full season. So I think Mike Williams will go down, and then Lambert Smith and Trey Harris will step up. And you never know, man. Lambert Smith, he played at Penn State. He played at Auburn. Very elite college receiver. Let me click his profile here, see if we can get anything. I don't think it shows you a thing about him on here. That's funny. I wish I could pull up his college stats for you guys, but his college stats are good. So Lambert Smith's a guy that I like to get. I won't need to get him this next round, but after this, I might get him as my last pick. And I didn't get Taj Brooks, did I? Someone else must have got Taj. Bastards. But that's all good. I have 6 running backs, so I don't need Taj on this team. But I like Taj Brooks on the Bengals a lot there. He went at 202. For me, getting Thornton Jr. right here was a huge win. So the rise for Thornton Jr. has actually caused Jack Betch to fall, but I still like Jack Betch a ton. So it's kind of funny. Like Thornton was going undrafted. Now he goes inside of 200. He's been going in like the 180s a lot, which is whatever. But I like him. I like him a lot, and I like Betch a lot. I think both those rookies for the Raiders are really solid. Okay, I'm kind of in trouble here. I'm probably going to get Flacco as my last pick. So I'll get Lambert Smith here. Oh, geez, guys, let's go quick. And I'll go Nick Nash. Probably just let it auto draft. Let me scroll through and make sure I don't see anybody I like more than Nick Nash. And I'll go Westbrook. Akine. So Westbrook, I think his name's Akine. That's how I read it in my head. But Westbrook Akine, he's like 6'3", pretty fast, as everybody on the Dolphins is. And it's just a big body receiver for Tua to throw to. Tua's had to throw to little ass Jalen Waddle, who drops everything, and Tyreek Hill. Now he has a big body receiver. I actually like this. I feel like the Dolphins are a team that spread the ball around to their running backs and receivers. You also see Tyreek Hill leave the game a lot in the fourth quarter. You see Waddle leave the game a lot in the fourth quarter. Like Westbrook's going to take advantage of all those touches. And last season, 32 receptions, 9 touchdowns. So he's getting a touchdown like every third time he touches the ball. I like that a lot. So I'm drafting him in the 19th round. So nothing crazy. I do need another quarterback. So I'm going to burn my last pick on a quarterback, which is what it is. I like Hunter Renfrow at the end. He's a guy that could eat up in full point PPR. He could eat up a lot of touches. So there's a lot of guys to get. Restrepo's a really good pick to get in around 20. Nick Nash is solid too. I almost got him just a second ago. But the idea here with Joe Flacco is he'll probably play the first half of the season for the Browns. Then they'll put their rookies in there the second half. And then with Jackson Dart, it'll be the opposite. So Jackson Dart will probably play the second half for the Giants. So this is a way for me, even though I'm picking really worthless quarterbacks here, it's a way for me to have, my quarterback 1 will be Josh Allen the whole season. First half of the season, my QB2 will be Flacco. Second half, QB2 will be Dart. It's not perfect. It's not how you draw it up, but for me, if Josh Allen can come to play, which you got to assume he will if you spend a second-round pick on him, then it just allows me to get really deep at the receiver position and the running back position, which I've done here. You look at the running back group, we've got Kareem Hunt, Isaac Guerendo, J.K. Dobbins, Cam Skattebo. Those are the 4 guys on the bench. And then we have 2 of my favorite rookie running backs, Omarion Hampton and Caleb Johnson. Both these guys could be studs. These guys could both be top 5 running backs. I expect them to be top 10 running backs, both of them. And then, we'll see what happens with these other 4 down here. If CMC gets hurt, Guerendo's a top 10 running back instantly. Cam Skattebo is just a freak. I really am excited for him. I've been drafting him a lot. So we'll see what happens with him. But, yeah, the receivers, dude, getting Jack Batch and Thornton Jr., Pat Bryant, Lambert Smith, those rookies right there, that's 4 rookie receivers that I stacked. I would have liked to get Trey Harris. I like Trey Harris a lot. Jaden Higgins as well. I think I took – who did I take over Jaden Higgins? I can't remember now. I took somebody over Higgins. Might have been that second tight end. I don't think it was. Let's go back and see what I did. There was a chance to get Higgins, I remember, and I passed. Let's see. I'm going to stay. And that might have been my mistake if we look back at the end of the year. I think, Higgins was here. Nah, I took Ayuk over Higgins, so I like that. I could have taken Higgins over Skattebo, which probably would have been smart, but I wanted that running back at that point. It was huge to get J.K. Dobbins. Had I known that I could have got Dobbins here, because what I could have done, it's crazy that he took Tootin right before me. Remember, I passed on Tootin here to get Warren. I would have gone Betch and Tootin here. But you never know. CMC gets hurt. It's a blessing that he cut me off with Tootin right there. In a perfect world, if I could have got Betch and Tootin here instead of Guerendo, and then could have got, instead of Skattebo, got Higgins, that would have been nice. So Jaden Higgins, 6'4" rookie out of Iowa State. He's going to be the receiver 2, second outside receiver on the Texans. And then the slot receiver will be Christian Kirk. But Higgins is a really good receiver to draft as well there. I like Higgins and Trey Harris a lot. Trey Harris went super early in this draft, so it is what it is. You just do a bunch of drafts, and that happens. What I'm going to do now is go to Draftkings again. So I was talking about how I like to fade the Raiders. I like to fade the Browns. There's different ways you can do it, but like look at this one right here. Raiders under 10.5. I don't think I need to take the Browns up to 8.5, but let's go to the Saints, for example, a team that we all agree will be pretty horrendous, and they're incentivized to be horrendous too. So if we do this combo, I mean, this combo is insane to me. Saints under 8.5, Raiders under 10.5, Browns under 6.5. The Raiders, to me, are going to go 0-6 in their division. They went 0-6 in their division last year. I feel like Gardner Minshew's a better quarterback than Geno Smith. Geno Smith sucks. Pete Carroll's a dinosaur. He sucks too. People like him because of his personality, and it's funny to see an old guy chewing bubblegum, but like he's not a good coach, dude. He really isn't. Seattle was a mess. He got lucky because he got like one of the greatest defenses ever because the GM drafted really well and built a super team with that defense. And he's just been living off of that. So I don't like the Raiders at all. Ashton Genty, I think it can have a massive fantasy season just because he's going to be the workhorse there. And he's a young stud. But yeah, I mean, I don't like the Raiders. Okay. I'm going to bet against them. I'm going to bet under. But let's look at this. This is a little combo here, 50K to win 93. That's pretty damn safe, dude. Like the Saints aren't going to come out and win 9 games. It's just not happening. Let's try to find another team that sucks. Let me know teams that you guys think suck that we can fade. Okay? Because that's what I'm looking to do here. I like the Vikings and I like the Niners over. What you also could do, man, is you could do Vikings over 6.5 here. So if you want to take the Raiders out of it, this is a good combo here at plus money too. Let me know what you guys think of these picks, like what your favorite combination is. If I told you, hey, I'm going to give you 50 grand to put on a parlay, NFL win total parlay, comment in the comment section what combination you would build. I feel like these are all winners. But Vikings over 6.5 to me is insane. I mean, that's insane value. Their defense is a top 5 defense in the NFL. They've got probably the best quarterback coach in the NFL. They're getting J.J. McCarthy back from his season-ending injury. McCarthy's going to be a stud for them. They've got such a good team. Great running back. One of the best receiving groups and tight end, targets for the quarterback to throw to in the league. So it's pretty sweet. Let's see if I can find another team to pick on here. To me, the Panthers is just insane. Just too easy. I like this a lot right here. I like the Browns under 2.5. What's crazy about this one is say I do 20K on this. 20K to win $250,000. Browns under 2.5. That's totally alive. The Browns under 2.5 is easily alive. And what's crazy is these could be locked up to where you could hedge the Browns' schedule. So just look at the 2 legs right there, Minnesota and New Orleans. Once we get halfway through the season, those could be locked up where you can see, okay, both those are green. Now you get to week 12 where the Browns play Vegas. That's a winnable game. Tennessee's a winnable game. If the Browns do pull off a win versus New York would be their first win, now you're in a position where you've got a $250,000 ticket. You can really hedge by betting Browns plus the points over Tennessee or plus the points over Vegas. If the Browns are 0-10 going up against Vegas, it doesn't matter if Vegas has 2 or 3 wins or even 5 wins. Vegas is going to be a big favorite over them. So you're going to get good plus money to hedge. And I don't think you need to hedge against Chicago, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, or Cincinnati. So, I mean, it's a pretty sweet bet right there, especially if you just get ultra conservative. I also like San Francisco over. That one to me, I'm not as deep on because of CMC. You don't really know how healthy he'll be. But look at this. You put the Niners in there, over 8.5 wins. And again, I like to take the unders more than the overs. Let's find Carolina too. Carolina under 8.5 is insane to me. So this right here is beautiful because what could happen is the Niners could start the season. I mean, they could go 8-4 to start the season. If the Niners are 8-4 to start the season, you know that this is green. The Panthers could start the season, say 3-9. You know that that's hitting because they're not getting 9 wins once they get 9 losses. Vikings could start the season. They could go 7-5, hit this. So you could be in a position where you hit all 4 of the easy ones here, and then you just are working around the Browns going under, and then you just have so much room to hedge. Now, you can't parlay this one. So some combinations you cannot parlay. Interesting, huh? Very interesting. Let me take the Panthers out and see if I can parlay that. So I can parlay that. I just can't put the Panthers in there. Very interesting. So this is fun, man. I'm going to get in the lab. I'm going to keep building. You guys let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know where your heads are at. But I'm freaking pumped. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one.